Hello everyone and welcome to Tarot by Thea. I'm going to do another one of these quick readings. Um, since I did the last one last week, a lot of downloads have come through in terms of how I should be doing it. I had one of those weeks that reminded me why I don't tend to have a format for videos of Tuesdays I do this, Fridays I do that, because my life can be very unpredictable. And I had a difficult start to the week, and in trying to reassess what I should have on my plate right now and what I shouldn't, I realized that trying to do a regular reading like I suggested in my last video is actually not very practical, even though it's a nice idea. And even when I was doing the reading, I was feeling like there was a couple of moments where I was like, oh, I'm kind of going off format here and trying to rein it in, and actually Spirit wanted to take me a different way. So I've decided, or I've been informed, that I'm going to make it just much more Spirit-led. And I'm going to just try and do one video a week, make that a regular thing, and if I can do more at some point, that's great. But and just do it based on when I'm called to do it, and make it about whatever needs to come through. Sometimes it might be a love reading, sometimes it might be an energy reading or a life purpose reading or just a general reading, and we're going to see what happens. Today I don't feel like it's going to be a love reading. It feels like I'm going to start with a general reading and just see where it goes. I am going to continue to use the Lover Path deck because of the imagery. Usually I would use the Rider-Waite, but because I'm not going to do any post-processing, I'd rather not use that on Instagram and YouTube in this way. So I have decided that I'm probably going to bite the bullet and finally buy the Shadowscapes tarot deck in the sales that will be coming up, and maybe some Oracle decks, we'll see. But that will be easier for these kind of videos where I'm not doing any post-processing on. But for now, I'm going to just stick to the Lover's Path because of the imagery, and we're just going to see what comes through. I'm going to start just with the general reading. There was cards coming out as I was pre-shuffling, so I get the feeling I'm just going to shuffle some more and see if they want to continue coming. Otherwise, I'll either just do a spread or I'll split the deck, but I don't want to do a long shuffle. So let's just see what comes through. So I just feel like I want to shuffle. Sometimes Spirit is very adamant on picking the cards, and two already came out, so I thought I would continue that. So Spirit, what do we need to know today? What message do you have for the collective today on this 12/12 portal? Okay, so I'm feeling like the cards are not going to be picked now. So are we going to split the deck, or am I going to do a spread? Okay, I need to stop here. Am I splitting? No, I'm not splitting. I'm doing a spread. Okay, so okay, so the first card that comes out, which is, I'm going to do a Kachina knife spread. So this is like our energy, where we're at right now as a collective. So we've got magic, so the Magician. So there's a lot manifesting right now. It's almost like there's a lot brewing is what I'm getting, particularly beneath the surface. But it's almost like we're going to start to see stuff popping up into our worlds here soon. And then the situation that we're going to be talking about is the Four of Cups. So some contemplation, maybe having to assess options. Let's see. Then the energy we're coming from, the underlying influence, is the Ten of Coins. So this is like the Ten of Pentacles. So this is stability financially, family, and that kind of energy. But let's do the rest of the spread. Then the atmosphere, how it seems but may not actually be, is the Seven of Arrows. So this can be about avoidance, escapism, running away, even manipulation, or adaptability. but let's continue. So this came upside down. That's interesting. And I feel the need to keep it that way. So the 7 of coins. So usually this is about taking stock and patience and reassessing. But with it coming upside down, it's almost like we're coming to the end of a period of doing that. 10 of Cups. Okay, so this is like having it all. And so this is, yeah, okay. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. So I'm just going to tune into this message, but I think it's starting to formulate. So let's just see. So it feels like we've been in a position where we've had to really weigh up some options in our life, like maybe where we're spending our energy, particularly maybe our emotional energy with the cups. So it's almost like I'm getting the feeling of what is it that is actually worth us putting emotional investment in and what isn't. What is draining us? What is almost like causing a hole in the cup so our emotional energy is getting drained out? Or what is actually filling our cup? So it's like there's been a period of assessment. And in this, we're at a very sort of like potent time is what I'm getting to actually manifest what we want. And so we've needed to actually take this time to contemplate and assess what is it that's worth us, our attention, our energy, our time. And because we have this in the middle, it's almost like where have we been putting our energy into escapism? Where have we been sort of avoiding and running away from things? Because it's almost like the energy of trying to avoid stuff can actually wear you out. So there's almost like a need to face through this contemplation the things that we're avoiding so that we're not wasting our energy avoiding it. So we can actually put our energy into manifesting what we want instead of wasting it on what we don't want. Because this card is a very abundant card. So it's almost like between this and this card, it's almost like we have the keys to the kingdom. We have the keys to the kingdom. We can manifest. But it's almost like we have to... It's not even that we're being tested. It's almost like, okay, you have these resources brewing. And you need to make sure you put them in the right place. So now's your time to almost budget. Where are you going to put it when it comes? And that's so that you actually work out, so where is it that I'm wasting my time, attention, my resources, so that I can actually make sure that when I do put my energy into something, when abundance does come my way, I actually put it in the right place. And because we have the 7 of Pentacles upside down, which is the taking stock card, you know, we're doing this contemplation now, but in the near future, we're coming to the end of this time where we're taking stock of where we're putting our energy, so that we can actually manifest this new beginning and actually create everything that we desire and we want. And so yeah, it's like we're in this time where we can't run away now from almost like the habits, the behaviors, the places where we're leaking our time and energy. And it could be that we have to make some tough decisions on, you know, maybe people we're allowing into either our lives or into our headspace or our emotional space, you know, because sometimes someone can not actually be in your life, but they're still taking up like your precious resources of your emotional energy, your mental energy. So it's almost like we have to like think about, is this worth me spending this effort on, this energy on, these resources on, particularly time, because it's such a precious resource. Because I'm getting the feeling it's like we need to spend our time and our energy much more wisely in the year coming. And this is a period of time where we can actually, this like sort of, this portal I'm getting in particular, but probably from now to the end of the year, until we start getting in the new year and we start really thinking about and start making efforts and steps into what we're actually going to do for the new year. So it's like this sort of remainder of the year is a particularly important time for us to actually consider, where do we need to cut things out? Where do we need to say no? Where do we need to say, I'm not going to invest any more in this? And if it comes back into my life through somebody else or maybe the divine hand, then I can look at it later. But right now it's not serving me, so I'm not going to put my effort into that now. And actually, that's just as important as working out what it is that you do want to put your energy into, because what you're doing is you're creating, you're sort of like there was a phrase that was, it's like you're stemming the sort of, you're shoring up your resources so that you actually have them to spend on the things that matter. So it's not just about where do you spend it or what's worth spending time on. It's like what's not worth spending time on, so you can redirect that to what is important. But we are coming to a close on this period of taking stock. I'm feeling like the end of the year. And then we're going to have this new beginning, this fresh start. And it's like we need to be ready for that, so that we can almost like hit the ground running is what I'm getting. So, because there's a lot to manifest this year coming up. There's a lot to manifest, and it's like we can't afford to waste our time and effort and energy in the ways that perhaps we have done over in the past. Because I think this year has been a year where we've been having to confront the things we've been avoiding. So this is like the sort of wrap up of that. And anything that we still haven't been looking at, it's like a TikTok. You've got this last chance now before the year starts to play out, and the lack of doing that work is really going to impact you. So I would be really aware of anything that's coming up for you right now, particularly in this time between today, which is the 12/12 portal, and the solstice. Because I feel that if there's anything that's been coming up recently or anything that continues to come up in this period, I think those are places where you really need to focus so that you can actually shore up your energy and your resources for the coming year and spend them wisely. So I feel like that's the message coming through. I don't think there's anything else that wants to come through. So so I hope that if this resonates with you, that you'll be able to find some areas to work on to prepare yourself for the year ahead. And until next time, take care and keep shining. Bye.